Okay, so in Module 1 we spoke about common terms relating to social media, and in Module 2 of our jargon-free guide to common terms around digital marketing, we're going to look at the words on your website. So let's kick off with one of the basics, which is URL, and this stands for Uniform Resource Locator, or to put it another way, this is your website address. So this could be something like bbc.co.uk, it could be sukio.com, and sometimes you have a word after it which shows the page that you're taking people to. So this could be bbc.co.uk/news, arsenal.com/fixtures. And as you can hear from what I'm saying, we've kind of dropped the www. If you can remember a few years back, people used to say it's www.bbc.co.uk/news, and it was a bit of a mouthful. So nowadays, although we write it out in full like this, we tend to say it in a slightly more short and snappy kind of way. It's good to use words on your website address which actually relate to the content that you're directing people to. So what I mean by this, with this example from Argos, you can't necessarily tell straight away what page you're leading people to. So if, for example, it was a page promoting a washing machine, then it'd be really good to have the words washing machine and maybe the model number, the manufacturer in there. And this is really good for Google when it's trying to direct people in the right direction. So although on this course we're not necessarily looking at website design and the really technical side, do think about the sort of words that you put in your website address. A word that you'll hear a lot when talking about website content is blog. So a blog, it's a regularly updated part of your website, or it could be a whole website on its own, which is, you need to think of it a bit like a series of news stories, but you've got the opportunity to include a bit more opinion and behind-the-scenes updates. So the whole tone is a little bit more informal, a bit more conversational than a strict news story or article. And you can also mix things up a little bit by using video and image galleries. So a blog post is an update that appears on your blog, and typically the most recent post is shown first. And the whole feel of a blog is very dynamic, it's moving very quickly. So it's not like your About page or your Contact Us page where the content is very fixed. A blog has this feeling of movement, of there being something happening. And this is actually very good for Google because it likes to see fresh content appearing on your website. And so as you can see, this example here from the Science Museum, you've got an index page, and that gives you like a sneak preview of all the posts. So you get an image, you get a bit of text to tease it a little bit, and this will encourage people to click through and read the post. So you need to think about the sort of wording that you have here and try and encourage people to read more. And on your blog, you'll have tags and you'll have categories. So this helps organise the content. So a tag is a label that you can add to the post, and then a category will group lots of posts under one heading. So if, for example, a food blogger reviews a city break in one of their posts, they might tag it Paris, hotel and food, and place it in a category called travel tips. Now, SEO, it's 3 small letters which mean an awful lot to a lot of businesses. So it actually stands for search engine optimization. And it's ways and means, it's techniques of increasing the amount of visitors that you have to your website by obtaining high-ranking placement in the search results page of a search engine. Or to put it a little bit more simply, it's getting on the first page of Google. This is what people want. They want people to put in a phrase which relates to their business into a search engine like Google, and they want their website or their products to show up on the first page. And so it's a really big topic, and you get whole SEO agencies, SEO professionals, lots of specialists give you guidance in doing this. But this is what it means. It's how to show up more prominently in the search results. And one way of doing this is to include more keywords in your website content. Now, a keyword is a particular word or phrase which relates to your product or to your services. Just to give you an example here from the NHS, it's a fun topic about stomachache. So as you can see in this example, they're using lots of different keywords which all relate to the same thing. Now, they don't know if someone is going to be putting into Google stomachache or abdominal pain or tummy ache. And so what they've done is try to use all these different keywords, different variations on the same topic in this page. And they've used them in the headings they've used them in the introduction, they've used them in the body text, which is the content in the middle of the page. If there were images there, then they'd probably use them on the image as well in the description. And what this does, it gives Google lots of signals that this page is about this particular topic. So if someone starts to search for tummy ache cure or tummy ache symptoms, abdominal pain symptoms, then Google has a little signal that this is a good page to direct them to. So try and think when you're writing your website content how you can weave in more keywords that match the sort of terms people are putting into Google. So it's good to use the phrases that people actually use themselves. So this example, this is in YouTube. Someone here, they're calling this video "How to Fix a Frozen iPhone." And they know this is a really common phrase that people are typing into Google. So chances are that if someone puts this into a search engine, then this piece of content will come up. So although there's this massive industry around SEO, to a certain extent, it's not really rocket science. You know, you need to think about the words that people will be using themselves and see if you can match those in your website content. So try and use your keywords in your titles, in your headings. When you have an image, try and add a keyword to the description there, and in your social media posts. And this will all help your content to be found. So metadata descriptions, this is a phrase you may have come across. It doesn't really relate to what's visible on your page, it's more about what's going on underneath. So when you write a meta description, this is something that describes the page. And when people do a search in Google, this will come up and describe the page that you're hopefully going to be leading people to. So it's a good idea to write a nice short, snappy summary, which kind of teases people and makes it sound a bit more exciting. So what have we learned in section 2 of our jargon-free guide to digital marketing terms? Your website will have a URL, and as part of your website you might have a blog. Your blog will feature tags and categories to help divide up the content, and you will use keywords and phrases which will drive visitors to your website, which is good for SEO. Okay, so you might want to scribble some of this down on your worksheet, and we'll move on to Module 3.